In the year 1967, in the heart of a dense Canadian forest, a man was on a quest for gold when the serene silence was shattered by a cacophony reminiscent of startled geese scattering in every direction. Dropping his pickaxe and rising to his feet, he turned towards the source of the commotion. What he witnessed next would etch itself into history as the Falcon Lake Incident. As the evening clock neared 11 p.m. on May 20th, 1967, Stefan Michalak, a man of 50, found himself staggering towards the Missouri Cordia Hospital in Winnipeg, Canada, his physical strength waning with each step. By his side, his son Mark offered support, almost carrying him through the hospital doors. The sight of the duo prompted the nurses to rush to their aid, inquiring about Stefan's condition. Struggling to find his voice amidst the pain, Stefan recounted a chilling tale of an encounter that left him with mysterious burns on his chest and stomach, accompanied by an excruciating headache and overwhelming nausea. Recognizing the urgency, the medical staff swiftly escorted them to an examination room. There, as doctors gathered around Stefan, now lying on the exam table, they were taken aback by the peculiar pattern of burns that adorned his torso. It was unlike anything they had encountered before. As they probed for the story behind these unusual marks, Stefan found himself at a crossroads. To reveal the truth was to risk disbelief and ridicule, not just for him, but for his family as well. Yet, as he lay there, the weight of honesty pressed upon him, and he chose to unveil the incredible events that led to his current plight. With bated breath, the medical staff listened as Stefan delved into his account, a narrative so astonishing that it momentarily diverted their attention from his physical injuries to the sheer incredulity of his words. As he concluded, the room fell into a stunned silence, the doctors and nurses staring at him, their expressions a mix of bewilderment and skepticism. Some speculated it to be a mere fabrication, a figment of Stefan's imagination, while others considered it an elaborate hoax. Yet amidst the sea of disbelief, there remained those who saw a glimmer of truth in Stefan's words, pondering the possibility of an encounter beyond the realms of our understanding. Stefan, born in Poland in the early 20th century, was no stranger to adversity. His early years were marred by the horrors of World War II, during which he found himself a prisoner in the Gross Rosen concentration camp. There, amidst the unspeakable atrocities committed by the Nazis, Stefan was witness to a dark chapter of human history, one that saw the loss of tens of thousands of lives. After the war, Stefan served as a translator for the U.S. Army, aiding in the liberation of other camps across Europe. However, by 1946, the scars of war had driven him to seek a new beginning, far from the battlegrounds of Europe. Alongside his wife, who shared his traumatic past as a fellow concentration camp survivor, Stefan fled Poland. With their 3 young children in tow, they made their way to Winnipeg, Canada, in search of peace and a fresh start. In Winnipeg, the Michalaks built a quiet life. Stefan secured work as a mechanic in a cement factory, and the family quickly became ingrained in the community. For 20 years, they enjoyed a serene existence, a stark contrast to the turmoil of Stefan's early years. Prospecting, the act of searching for mineral deposits like gold and silver, became Stefan's passion and his escape. Although he seldom found any significant treasures, the true value for Stefan lay in the peace and solace he found in nature. His excursions into the wilderness offered him a much-needed respite from the memories of war, providing moments of tranquility in the vast open spaces of Canada. In May 1967, Stefan set out on yet another prospecting trip, this time to Falcon Lake, a location rumored to be rich in silver deposits. Leaving his family behind, he embarked on his journey, filled with the hope of discovery, not knowing that this trip would mark a significant and bizarre chapter in his life. Upon reaching the vicinity of Falcon Lake, Stefan settled in a modest motel by the highway, his mind set on the adventure that lay ahead. The following morning, before the break of dawn, he was already on his way into the wilderness, armed with his prospecting tools and guided by his compass, with no particular path to follow but drawn by the allure of the unknown. As Stefan ventured deeper into the forest, the tranquility of his surroundings contrasted sharply with the chaotic memories of his past. Unbeknownst to him, this journey into the calm embrace of nature would soon take an unexpected turn, leading to an encounter that would thrust him into the limelight and weave his name into the tapestry of the unexplained and the paranormal. After several hours of hiking through the dense forest near Falcon Lake, Stefan stumbled upon a clearing on a hillside. This area was devoid of trees, revealing a vast expanse of rock beneath his feet. Realizing he had reached a prime location for prospecting, Stefan prepared his tools and began his search for minerals. Despite his efforts, Stefan found nothing of value in the rock. By 11 a.m., he decided to take a break and sat down to enjoy his lunch, the tranquil sounds of nature surrounding him. Once he had finished eating, he resumed his work. However, around noon, Stefan's attention was diverted by an unusual commotion. Initially, it seemed like the noisy disturbance of geese, but upon closer inspection, Stefan noticed something far more extraordinary. Two glowing red objects were moving across the lake towards him, causing the geese to scatter in panic. These objects, cylindrical in shape and approximately 30 to 40 feet in width, made no sound and emitted no smoke. Intrigued rather than frightened, Stefan assumed they were military aircraft conducting a training exercise in the remote area. As they approached, one of the objects ascended into the clouds and disappeared, while the other began to descend towards the rock face where Stefan stood. Convinced that this was a military operation and possibly in need of mechanical assistance, Stefan watched as the object landed about 150 feet away from him. Upon landing, the object's color shifted from red to a metallic stainless steel with an orange hue and bright purple lights emanating from within. The intensity of these lights forced Stefan to use his welding goggles to continue observing the object. As time passed, Stefan expected the pilot or crew to emerge, but the craft remained silent and motionless. He decided to use this opportunity to sketch the mysterious craft in his notebook, a habit he carried with him from his prospecting trips. After completing his sketch, Stefan continued to wait, but no one appeared from the craft. After half an hour of silent observation, Stefan witnessed the craft's door slide open, revealing a bright purple interior. Despite the intense illumination, the craft's occupants remained hidden, leaving Stefan in a state of expectant curiosity. As Stefan approached, He discerned voices emanating from the craft, yet their sudden silence upon his shout left him unsettled. Undeterred, he tried various languages to communicate, receiving no response. Persisting, Stefan drew nearer, only to be awestruck by the craft's seamless construction, devoid of any rivets or insignia, an enigma of engineering. Standing at the threshold, Stefan peered inside, his vision hindered by the blinding purple light. Before he could discern anything meaningful, the door abruptly closed. In a reflexive gesture, Stefan reached out, touching the craft. Instantaneously, his glove began to disintegrate, compelling him to retreat hastily. Then, a vent on the craft's exterior rotated towards Stefan, unleashing a blast that set his shirt aflame. In a frenzied attempt to extinguish the fire, Stefan barely noticed the craft's swift descent into the sky. Bewildered and in pain, Stefan navigated his way back through the forest, his condition deteriorating with every step. Upon reaching the motel, he sought medical guidance, only to find the nearest help miles away. His return to Winnipeg was a blur of discomfort and confusion, culminating in a hospital visit where his son, Mark, supported him. Medical examinations revealed a pattern of burns on Stefan's abdomen, distinct from thermal injuries, suggesting a chemical cause that baffled experts. Despite thorough investigations, the exact nature of the burns remained a mystery, as did the cause of Stefan's other symptoms. Investigators discovered a site in Falcon Lake that matched Stefan's account, complete with a circular burn mark and increased radioactivity. However, the presence of highly manipulated, radioactive silver pieces near the site added layers to the mystery, hinting at a technological aspect beyond ordinary comprehension. Despite the physical evidence and governmental scrutiny, Stefan faced public skepticism and personal ridicule. The incident strained his family, leaving lasting scars beyond the physical. Stefan, who maintained his account until his death, expressed regret over disclosing his experience, yet felt compelled by a sense of duty to share what he had encountered. Stefan's narrative, unwavering through the years, never ventured into speculations of extraterrestrial origins. He posited the craft as possibly experimental military technology, never profiting from his story, but seeking only to share his experience through a pamphlet for the curious. The Falcon Lake Incident remains an enigmatic chapter in the annals of unexplained phenomena, a testament to the enduring mystery of Stefan's encounter and the tangible marks it left behind, both on the landscape and in the lives it touched.